I was so sick of being alone and going to weddings by myself.
I couldn't figure out why I was successful at everything else in my life but couldn't find love.
I was thoroughly convinced my picker was broken because I chose the wrong man over and over and over again.
I was so embarrassed that I wasn't married that I buried myself in my work and pretended I was happy.
If this sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Happy day, everybody. Welcome to Love Notes, and I am Heidi Bertram, otherwise known as the Love Bucket.
I'm Tricia Bennett, aka The Shrink. Welcome to Love Notes, bringing the art of lasting love to a world of modern women. This program is designed to support you to live your best life and create your dreams. In each episode, we share and discuss one of the secrets, or love notes, as we like to call them, to finding the love of your life and moving the world. Are you ready to live your dreams? Will you do what it takes? We'll see.
And today we have a really special treat for you. I have the pleasure of announcing and welcoming Kim Harmon to the show. And Kim is such a dear, dear friend to me and to us, and she's part of our Love Notes community. And Kim is a known expert in the area of forgiveness. And she's an author, she's a public speaker, and she's an amazing life coach. One of the most inspiring women I've ever met in my life. Her eyes sparkle with inspiration. And not only is she amazing out in the world, she's a phenomenal mom to two beautiful and incredible teenage children. And what Kim brings the best to, I should say, what she does is she brings the best to everything. She does. And Kim, you just bring your full, beautiful self. And what I love about what you also do is you bring love wherever you go. You are such an enlightened being, and your spirit just emanates and radiates throughout the world. And I have to say, the most amazing thing is when you walk into a room, your smile lights up the world. And God is smiling down on you and is so proud of how you bring healing to the world. And Kim has created a company called Life Enterprises, and she has a phenomenal website called finalforgiveness.com. And we get the blessing of hearing Kim's journey today on how you took on this homework assignment, and you get to share with the viewers how your life transformed. So thank you for being courageous and generous with your time today, and for bringing this incredible journey of what you achieved.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Tricia. For me, it's such an honor to be here with both of you, and it is just such a pleasure to be on this journey with you, because I know that the two of you are really up to something big in getting your message out there to a world full of women. And oh, Heidi, that introduction was just, oh, you moved me so much, so thank you.
She is a nurse, so if anybody gets so excited watching the show and you happen to go into coronary arrest, we've also got a nurse on board, because we get excited. And when Kim's here, I just wanted to know we've got a nurse who not only focused on helping people, but now you're on an internal journey of really helping people look within and help them shine that light on their heart and soul and spirit so that they can learn to heal themselves from the inside out. So I applaud you for that.
Thank you, Heidi. Thank you. It feels really good. It's like making the move from being a physical healer to a spiritual healer. And it's a beautiful place to be. And I get to do that with the two of you today.
I know, it's a lot of fun. And we hope that the viewers will, part of why we do this program is so that you can see the power of women when we get together, what's possible. So this show is a place for women to come together to receive from, inspire, and renew one another. We will offer you many opportunities to do that. We like to think of the Love Notes journey as an internal health care spa, so welcome.
Thank you, Tricia. And one of the most amazing readings that we love is called The Goddess Within. And why Tricia and I started on this journey is that we want every single woman to become the best version of themselves, and just really love themselves to the point where they're fully expressed, they're authentic, and they're bringing their gifts to the world. So we've chosen a phenomenal reading called The Goddess Within to be able to capture the essence of how we hold every single woman in our heart and how we want you to have the best and most fulfilling and loving life.
Mm. And one of the things that we like to do when we read The Goddess Within at our coffees and on our monthly phone calls for women is we ask women to read The Goddess Within for us so that it's not just Heidi and I reading it. And oftentimes we'll ask 2 or 3 women to read it in a row because it's so beautiful to hear women's voices reading it. If you want a copy of it for yourself, you'll find it on our website at Love Notes TV if you scroll down to the homework. And you can read along with us. But today, we're going to ask Kim, because we have another voice with us, if she would read it for us.
I would love to.
Great.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. The Goddess Within. When a woman has owned her passionate nature, her thoughts grow wild and fierce and beautiful. Her juices flow. She has thrown off crutch and compromise. She has glimpsed the enchanted kingdom, the vast and magical realm of the goddess within her. Here all things are transformed, and there is a purpose to this, that the world might be mothered back to a glorious state. When a woman conceives her true self, a miracle occurs, and life around her begins again. And that is from Marianne Williamson's book, A Woman's Worth. It's so beautiful.
Kim, well done.
I think I've probably heard that read 5,000 times, and I still cry every time I hear it. Yeah, beautiful. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
So today's topic is creating your own circle of light. Thanks for being here and for sharing your journey with us. And we really want you to bring this concept of creating your circle of light to our audience today. So tell us how to begin. Tell us about that process and how you started to create your own circle of light and how that can be contagious.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to roll up my sleeves to get started with this one.
Yep,
this
great.
is quite the process.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of hard work. But once you get through that, your life will completely change. So for all those that are out there watching the show today, the first thing that I did is I closed my eyes and I drew a circle. And I imagined that this circle was full of this illuminative light. And it coming down from above, from my divine source, was this light that was full of love. And what I did is I took a look at everybody that I had in my life and all of the different relationships that I had with men, with women, just with other people in my community. And I really took a hard look at, were they serving my highest good? And what I mean by that is, did they care about me? Did they want to keep me on my path? Was I staying on my path by being in that relationship? And there were many people that were in my life that were truly not doing that. And I said goodbye to a lot of them. And to some of them, I didn't even have to say a word. It was almost as if by setting the intentionality that I wanted to create my circle of light, that they started leaving on their own.
Yeah.
And I started saying, oh my goodness, I'm not sure what's really happening, but I knew that what was happening was really good. So it was a big change. And I strongly encourage everyone to create your circle of light and say to yourself, sort of, Heidi, you had mentioned picking the flowers. I do this one. I
do.
love this one. Loves me not. So
Yeah.
serving my highest good, not serving my highest good. Serving my highest good, not serving my highest good. And for
Happy
those,
doesn't make me happy. Right?
Yes.
Like those types of conversations.
absolutely,
Yeah.
because if you leave a conversation with someone, or you're in a relationship and you are constantly feeling anxiety, that is not good. And that is also not God. So if you think good in God, only good in God come into my circle of light, then your entire life is going to start to shift. And you'll see all of these new opportunities start opening up for you. And not only that, but you feel happy inside. And it's waking up every day with this sense of, I'm in control of my life. I'm in control of everything that I'm doing now. And I'm good with that.
Wow.
One of the things that you also said is you were talking about the fact that you have to believe in yourself, and you have to sort of have the self-esteem or the fortitude to choose what you believe in and what you're passionate about in life. And I think that there are women who have said to us, we don't really know anyone who feels like a light being. We don't know women who are supporting us in that way. And one of the reasons we've created this program is so that women will have an opportunity to see what it feels like to hear women talking like this, to hear what it feels like to have women who can really back you up and get behind your dreams with you. So, and you had also said in our last episode together that the Be More You workshop helped you to see the beauty and the power of other women supporting you. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that, just about how you felt, how you learned how to choose who was bringing that light into your life?
Sure. Again, it was definitely a process. And the Be More You weekend opened up a lot for me. And when I looked into the eyes of these other women, I saw a part of myself that had an almost a longing to want what I saw in them, and a longing to want to bring that into my heart. So when I started looking around again at the women that were in my life, and I realized that, that as beautiful as they were, because all of us are truly sacred and we are all so beautiful, but some individuals are just maybe still stuck in some of their stuff, and their stuff is something that I did not want to take on anymore. I was in the process of getting rid of my stuff, of cleaning everything out. So it was being very selective about who it was that I would enter into relationship with. And after a while, you can go to coffee with someone or have lunch with another woman, or maybe you go out a few times. And if you really listen to what your being is saying and how your being is reacting to being with that other person, then you know whether or not they're serving your highest good. If they genuinely care about you and they want to see you succeed, then you can bring them in.
Yeah. And I think we're all, as you said, everyone is a beautiful light being, and we're all at different places on the journey. And it's about finding women who are at the same place on their journey or a little bit further along, who can guide you, the ones that are in the same place that are ready to move forward, and the ones that are a little bit further along who can guide you to get there. And it's allowing yourself to receive that guidance and to believe that you're worthy. And one of the things that you said that was so beautiful is when you're sitting in the workshop with other women, you have the longing in you to you look at other women and you see their uncertainty about their beauty, and you realize how ridiculous it is that they're uncertain about their beauty and their gifts and their passions. And you start to see yourself in them. And you start to say, wait a minute, she's uncertain about her magnificence, but I'm really clear about her magnificence. And you start to say, gee, maybe they're just as clear about me as I am about them. And you start to get a new sense of faith in yourself.
It's true.
By being around other women who are sort of magnificently uncertain about themselves.
And I don't know if you found this to be the case, but for me, I found those women who were sort of outside my realm, who it was almost like it made me nervous to talk to them because they were so peaceful. They were so calm. We have a mutual friend, Nancy, if you're watching. I mean, she is such a bright light and does everything with such the purest of listening. From she can sense God as though he's whispering in her ear. And that was somebody that I aspired to be like. And I said, you know what? Maybe if I ask her for help and ask her how has she become that way? How has she become so peaceful and so at ease with who she is? She is now talking to me once a week for an hour so I can learn her wisdom of how she just stays in a peaceful place. And the secret that I'm going to share that she shared with me is it is in listening. Who knew? When I'm quiet and still, that's when I can hear my heart and what I want for myself. And it was through other women who I just absolutely loved and admired that she taught me how to be that way. And we are the type of women that when we get a little tip or a nugget like this, we share it. So find that woman that you say, gosh, I aspire to be like that, but pick up the phone and call her and say, I need your help. So I don't know in your journey, Tim, as you sort of let go of the old and embrace the new, if you found that there were women who you needed to start to ask for help more. I don't know if that was part of your journey.
That was definitely part of it. And for me, that was a very, very hard thing to do because I was always the CEO. I was always in control of everything. And it was always my way or the highway because my way was the only right way. So, you know, in a lot of ways, I isolated myself from having a core group of amazing women in my life. And I did go outside of that, Heidi, and I climbed out on the skinny branch many times. And I would look for a woman who I just thought was at a really good place in her life and, you know, had amazing relationships, had a successful career, was a woman of God. And I would go find out, well, what is your secret? How did you do that? Because I don't know what is happening to you, but I want some of what you have. And that's exactly what you do. And, you know, these women, the women who are out there who might feel that they just don't have that in their life, women of light are out there in the world. There are so many women out there who would so long to just take you and hold you and love you. So pay attention to also what you are doing and where you are hanging around in your life. That's another big piece to watch for.
Yeah.
Great point.
I think that's a great homework assignment, actually, which is to look around your community for the women who have what you want and try to get up the courage to ask them to have a cup of tea with you. Because, and just to say, I really admire your life. You know, a lot of women who are really successful, other women feel they're unapproachable. You know, like somebody said earlier about jealousy, you know, people feeling jealousy about women who have something that you don't have. Rather than feeling like that woman is someone who can teach you how to have it. And just like you said, most women are so eager to tell you how they got what they have in life. And if you're willing to ask, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get great support. So it's really about being courageous and asking.
And, you know, and what I've also found too is a truly authentic woman wants to share. It's like a truly authentic woman has the willingness to truly want to share.
And I don't know if you found this to be the case. Sometimes women come together and talk about problems. And the bigger the problem, oh my gosh, my stomach hurts, does your stomach hurt? I mean, just one problem after another. My marriage isn't that great. What we created in our community is let's come together around successes. And we have a coffee once a month. So for women who don't have these women in your life, how cool is it to come together around a coffee clutch where we're not clutching, we're talking about what made you feel successful this particular month, and what are you going to do next month to have
What are you
you
going to
even
promise yourself?
What commitment are
Yeah.
you going to make? So
Yeah.
in this circle of light, Kim, I mean, it's so wonderful to have you in our circle of light, because you're a woman who shares so graciously, but it's great because we can applaud you when you succeed, and we hold women to that level of standard of just like, go be your best beautiful self. Why not? But it takes a pretty strong, powerful woman who is confident in herself to be able to give that gift to another woman. So you've got to find those women who, there's no competition. I don't know about you as a CEO in work. There was a little bit of competition, wasn't there? I want this job, I want that job.
It was everywhere. It was everywhere. It engulfed everything that I did.
Yeah, so that circle of light wasn't probably felt at work, but
Well, I think when there's competition, you can't really trust anybody
right.
because you're always afraid someone's trying to get something from you.
Yeah.
So you can't really open up and give everything because somebody will take it and use it against you. They'll use it to kind of step on your head and move up the ladder. And I think that that's part of the problem. A lot of areas where women don't trust each other because they're all trying to move up a ladder. And I think that we need to take that corporate mentality out of our psyches as women and get back to supporting each other outside of the workplace to really fulfilling our dreams other than climbing the ladder.
Yeah, it's more fun.
Yeah.
Isn't
It's much
it?
more fun.
A lot more fun to talk about successes at the coffee.
And there's
Way
there's so
more.
much freedom in
I
that.
know.
Yeah, yeah. And I think when women are authentically who they are, they don't have to hang on to anything, because when you're authentic, there's an abundance of who you are. It's not like you're trying to hold on to something. You just are. And so there's plenty to give. Yeah.
I love that. You found women who were generous
Yeah.
and wanted to contribute to your life. And I mean, Kim, you were just a beautiful ray of light. And I love it. Look at her eyes. They always
Twinkling.
sparkle.
Heidi.
We should
Thanks,
sing,
Tricia.
this little light of mine,
I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
Woo! I love that song. You remember that one
Tricia.
as a child?
Okay, so we might have to do a little cut there, and just to be reminded that we sang the song in both episodes. Okay, so let's see. So thanks again, Kim, for being here, and we promised you homework, so here it is. Again, look around in your life and identify the women who are or could be in your circle of light. Make a list of those women. What would your life be like if you allowed yourself to be supported and uplifted by people who always and only had your best interest in their heart? We invite you to begin that journey today.
Tricia, awesome. More homework. Don't you love the homework?
More homework.
It's the homework that changes your life, Kim, isn't it?
The
as-
magic is in the homework.
And the homework gets you in action. So as we say, the key to manifesting your dreams is to stay in action. And being accountable to yourself and to other women, this is a key piece though as well. I mean, when you have a goal, the fact that you would report back at some of the coffees too, to say, you know what, I cleaned out my closet. I looked at the different people in my life who weren't contributing to me. You had accountability buddies along the way, so you could report into people when you were successful, or you can report into us to say, I need another little nudge along the way. So make sure you're staying in action. And that we also hope that you'll place daily attention, as Kim, you do that really, really well. Attention, intention,
And no tension.
and no tension. Love that. Because you have to put attention and energy behind what it is that you want in your life. So we love success stories. So if you have success stories from taking on this homework assignment, we want to hear about it. So please send us an email at bemoreyou@live.com, and we'll be on the other side celebrating.
Cheering for you. We're very happy that you joined us today. Women tell us that they wish they had this information years ago. We did too, but we have it now. They also ask us how they might bring this information to their daughters. So on our website, we have information for young women and girls on each episode, how you can deliver the information to young women and girls. If you like what you've heard and you're interested in more, we hope that you'll sign up for Love Notes on our website, where you'll get all kinds of information about our weekly and monthly programs that are free for women. And
That's right. And
yeah,
just a reminder, right, that this show is for you. What we do here when we come together is to share our wisdom, and we just pray that you've been touched, moved, and inspired today to make and take action in your own life. But if you have any questions whatsoever, or any additional answers that you may need from listening to today's show, please once again send us an email at bemoreyou@live.com. And we know there are some men out there who may have turned the channel to Love Notes, and if you have, we hope that you've been inspired as well. And if you have any questions, please submit them. And if you do have women in your life that you know would benefit from our show, we would love to have you introduce them to Love Notes and have them tune in to our next episode.
thanks, Heidi.
You're welcome.
So it's time for our closing reading and dream cards.
Got that.
Pull them
Got it.
out, ladies.
Pull 'em up.
Got it.
Kim?
It is never too late to be what you might have been, by George Eliot.
Awesome. Mine says, wherever you go, go with all your heart. Confucius, with a name like Love Bucket. Perfect.
Go with all
All
your
your
heart.
heart.
And mine is by William Shakespeare, and it says, I wish you all the joy that you can wish.
Perfect.
So our closing reading is to remind you that finding true love and living your dreams is never a selfish pursuit. And Heidi or Kim, would you like to read The Search for Contentment?
Sure.
There you go, Kim.
Okay, great. The search for contentment. The search for contentment is not merely a self-serving and self-benefiting act, but also a generous act to the world. Clearing out all of your misery gets you out of the way. Only then are you free to serve and enjoy others. That is beautiful, and that's from Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Eat, Pray, Love.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Kim.
So thanks for being here, for having the courage that it takes to follow your heart and live your dreams. We'll see you next time, and remember, you are uniquely beautiful. There's no one else on earth like you. Until we meet again,
Allow yourself to be gorgeous.
Production support provided by Medfield.tv. Access to our community.